Hello children, welcome to Math Path. In our path, today we are going to learn about ratio. This is the second video on the ratio. In this video, we are going to learn about the application of ratio. Okay, so children, now what do you observe here? A fruit cordial, how many glasses? One. And water in a jug, how many glasses? Four. So if I ask you, what should be the ratio statement and the proportion statement for given example? So the ratio statement for this would be for every 1 cup of fruit cordial, there are 4 cups of water. For every 1 cup of fruit cordial, there are 4 cups of water. And if I ask you, what is the proportion statement? So 1/5 of the juice is the fruit cordial or 4/5 of the juice is water. So this is the difference between a ratio and proportion, children. Please remember. Okay. Now, how do we simplify the ratio? So the ratio is in the simplest form when it cannot be divided further. Okay, like 3:5 is the simplest form of 12:20. So what is being done here? We have divided this 3 and 20 both by 4. So when I divide this by 4, I'm getting here 12 divided by 4 is 3 and 20 divided by 4 is 5. So this is what is the simplest form. So simplest form is obtained when we divide the ratio by the HCF, highest common factor of the numerator and denominator. Like here 16:20. So if you divide by 2, you are getting 8. Again dividing by 2, 20 divided by 2, you get 10. And 8 divided by 2, you get 4. And 10 divided by 2, again you get 5. So instead, if it was 16:20 was the ratio, I know this HCF of 16 and 20 is 4. So straight away, if I divide by 4, I'm reaching it to 4:5. So this is also the method. You can simplify in parts or go directly to divide by HCF. Okay, write the ratio 6:18 in the simplest form. So what do we do here? So I have several times told you that when there is one number is the multiple of the other, the smaller is the HCF and the bigger is the LCF. So we will divide by 6, or what is the other way of doing it? So let us see, 6 is the factor of both 6 and 18 and that is the highest common factor. So we divide both of them by 6. Again here, as in this case, you could have divided by 2. So dividing by HCF, you straight away reach the target. So simplified form of 6:18 is 1:3. Okay, so what did we do here? We divided by both the quantities by the same number. And what, by which same number? By the HCF of both the quantities. Okay, now, so this is how you get the simplest form of 6:18 as 1:3. Okay, what do you observe here? A necklace. So what is the proportion of beads are green? So how many green beads are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, there are 12. Out, and how many blue are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 out of 18. So total beads are 18. So if you are asked the proportion of green beads, it is 12:18. Okay, 12 upon 18, and this can be simplified further. So I can divide it by 6. So I get 2 upon 3 is the proportion of green beads. Now, what is the proportion of beads that are blue? So how many blue are there? One, two, there are 6. 6 out of how many? 6 out of 18. So if I divide this again by 6, I'm getting this as 1:3. So when you look at, so proportion of blue beads is 1:3 and proportion of green beads is 2:3. For every 3 beads, there are 2 green beads. Clear, children? Okay. Now, what is the ratio of green beads to blue beads? So green beads are 12 and blue beads are 6. So ratio of 12:6 is 2:1 if I simplify this. Okay. So how many green beads would I need to make 5 similar bracelets? So the total green beads here are 12. So if I want to make 5, so more, so 12 multiplied by 5, which I get 60 green beads are needed for making 5 such bracelets. Okay. How many blue beads would I need to add the green beads to make 5 bracelets? So blue now there are 6 and I need 5 such. So for every necklace, you need 6. So 6 into 5, 6 times 5, you get 30 bluebills. Got it? Did you understand the difference between a proportion and ratio, children? Okay. Now, in a survey, the ratio of people who preferred cricket to football is 3:5. Okay. And 45 people preferred football. How many people took part in a survey? So this is the application based question on ratio. So let us take here, we can see that 3:5. So here comes a picture of equivalent ratio. So 3:5 is what is to 45. So here we need to find out the equivalent ratios. So how do we find the equivalent ratios now? So to find equivalent ratio, we find the relation. So what is the relation between 5 and 45? So 5 and 45, we need to multiply 9. So for understanding, we can just say that 5 is to be multiplied by 9, or 45 divided by 5, what we get is 9. So that is the 9 is the common ratio. So multiplying both the numerators, both the quantities by 9, we get 3 times, right? 3 times 9, you get as 27, right? So 27 is to 45. So multiplying both sides of the ratio by 9, we get 27 is to 45. So 27 people preferred cricket and 45 people preferred football. Clear? Did you understand how to solve with the help of equivalent ratios? Okay. So when we look for the total number of people who took part in the survey, how many people took part in the survey? We know that 45 people of them preferred football and 27 people preferred cricket. So adding 27 plus 45, we get 72 people took part in the survey. Okay, now observe, this is the day-to-day life in the kitchen, how we need to know about ratio and proportion. So a fruit drink, okay, it is given for how many people? This drink is given for how many people? It is given for 6 people. For making a drink for 6 people, you need 3 pineapples, 12 oranges, 6 mangoes, and 1 liter of water. So, what if you have to prepare for 12 people? Will it increase? The quantities will increase or decrease? So, yes, it will increase. So, what we need to do here, you have to double the ingredient. Each ingredient needs to be double. So, if how many oranges do you need to make a fruit drink? So 12 times 2, which is going to be 24. So if I ask you how many pineapples you need, it will be 3 times 2 times 3, which is going to be 6. So you are doubling it. What if you are asked to make the recipe for 3 people? Okay, now the given for more. So what you'll have to do for 6 people it is given. So you'll have to divide it. So you will be dividing by what? You will be dividing by 2 because you are halving each of the contents. So instead of 3 pineapples, you will be needing 1.5, right? So if you are asked how much water do you need to make a fruit drink? So it is 1 liter of water. So from 1 liter of water, so half of 1 liter, you will need it as 500 milliliter. Clear? Okay. So how can you adapt the original recipe to make drinks for 9 people? Here comes the unitary method. Okay. How are you going to find for 9 people? For that, you have to have each quantities for 3 people and then multiply by 3 for 9 people. Okay. So you have to find for 1 person and then multiply by 9 for 9 people. So this is called unitary method, and this also takes us towards the direct proportion. So when one quantity is increasing, the other which is depending on that also increases. If number of people are increasing, the ingredients required are also increasing in the same proportion. Got it, children? What did you observe here? Which operation were there? So for finding for 12 people, we multiplied. Okay. When we have to find 3 people, we divided. So which two operations were involved here? Multiplication and division. So let us take one more example now. And here is an example. So there are ingredients for fish pie for 2 people. So we need 250 gram of fish, 400 grams of potato, and 25 gram of butter. Tina makes fish pie for 6 people. Okay, understand. And Yo-Yo makes fish pie for 3 people. and this is given for 2 people. So how will they find out? So if Tina has to make for 6 people, so she will have to multiply 2 into what gives 2 multiplied by what gives 6. So 3 times. So each ingredient is to be multiplied by 3. So how many grams of potato would she use? So she will have to use potato, which is 400 times 3, which we get as 1200 grams. Okay. How many grams of fish should she use? So it is 250 gram of fish, right? So 250 gram of fish if she is using, so you have to multiply by 3. So 250 times 3, which we get as 750 grams. Got it? Now Yo-Yo is making fish for 3 people. So if I ask you how many grams of potato should he use? He is making for 3 people, and you know for 2 people. This is the thing for 2 people. So what will you do now? So here it is 600 gram. How did you get this 600 gram? How did you get this 600 gram? How many grams of potato should he use for 3 people? So here we need to find for 1 person. For 2 people, if it is 400 gram. So for 1 person, it is going to be 400 divided by 2, which is 200 gram, right? And if he has to find for 3 people, then it will be 200 multiplied by 3, which is 600 grams. So this is unitary method, finding for 1 and then finding for more. Now, how many grams of fish should we use again? Now, fish, it is 250 grams, right? So what we will do, 250 grams. If I have to find for 1 person, I'll divide by 2, which I get as 125 grams. And then for 3 people, you will do what? 125 times 3, which is 375 grams. Okay. So in both the examples, what did we observe? That when one quantity increases or decreases, the other quantity also increases or decreases in the same ratio. And this is called direct proportion. Okay. So after this, I would want you to watch the video on direct proportion, children. And if you like this video, please share with your friends. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.